Hello, I'm doing another library tour video. It is March 5th, 2024. This is the entrance to my study. I have a study as a refuge from the hurries and noise of the world around me. The venerable dead, I don't want to call them the wrong thing. The venerable dead are waiting for me in my library to entertain me and relieve me from the nonsense of surviving mortals. Samuel Davies. It's phenomenal. So, this is it. I've done some rearranging. Yes, I have classical music playing. I don't think it's copyrighted. Going to, let's see here. I'm going to start right here. So, one, I got a Don't Tread on Me flag and a Confederate flag. I want to put on the ceiling. Just not done that yet. But here, we have a map of Pensacola, Florida Bay in 1885. So I got that at Fort Pickens when we went on vacation down there. Here's all my pipe tobacco: Aromatic, Sleepy Hollow, Alt Park, and then English blends, Balkan Supreme, Plum Pudding, Quiet Nights, Chelsea Morning, McBaron Plum Cake, Navy Flake, Strawberry Shortcake, Three Nuns, C.S. Lewis's favorite, Nightcap, Balkan Sassani, Peterson Standard Mixture, Peterson Flake, probably my favorite, Peterson Royal Yacht Mixture, another great one, Cornell and Dial, Constellation, Presbyterian Mixture, Cornell and Dial, Bayou Morning, Kentucky Gentleman, Norwood, and Applejack. Here is a lighter that I got my wife for Christmas. It's out of Bic fluid. Not Bic, but it's out of Zippo fluid. Here's my pipes. Dr. Graybo, basket pipe, Missouri Meerschaum. Here's a Meerschaum pipe that's not block Meerschaum, it's manufactured, but it's a Meerschaum pipe. Here's my Church Warden. Here's two Petersons. Both of these are 307s. I don't know if you can see with the glare. Sorry, the glare's not very good. Liquor cabinet, some bourbon stuff. All right, up here, Calvin, Knox, Spurgeon, Murray. I want to change these. Just haven't got around to it. This is the Synod of Dort, Disruption Assembly of 1843, Ordination of Elders in a Scottish Kirk. Here's my clock. Here's some things from my grandmother. She recently passed away. This bird is from her. These other birds, we called them Sunshine and Precious. G.I. Joe from childhood. Bottle caps. This is a gift from someone. Feathers. This is neat. Beards of the Reformation. So this first shelf here is, we're going to start with books. This is, let's see here, I won't go out any further. This is going to be dogmatics that are basically like complete works. So have Bavinck's Reformed Dogmatics. I've read Prolegomena, has some good stuff. I don't agree with everything, but it's been fun reading so far. I want to finish these in the next 30 days. 3 volumes in 30 days. We'll see if that happens. Berkhoff's Systematic, Berkhoff's Manual of Christian Doctrine. If you want a Reformed work to read, Berkhoff is the place to start. If this is too dense for you, go to Manual of Christian Doctrine. This is a condensed version of this. I've not read this, but he's got another condensed version of the manual. It's it's pretty good, to be honest. I didn't find this to be too difficult. This was kind of an overview. I found that he didn't get enough depth. I've read this all the way through, but I mean, I've been reading theology for a while, so I mean, I probably might be different than the average person. Brockle, Christian's Reasonable Service. Looking forward to reading that at some point in my life. Brown, Systematic Theology. I've read some stuff. I like what he has to say about baptism. It's very good. He talks about basically we baptize children on the profession of faith of the head of household. It's a very household baptism focused stuff. It's pretty neat. Calvin's Institutes, Gill's Body of Divinity, Baptist Work. Great guy, great read, very complex but excellent. Hodge, Coxius and Heigeter from Reformation Heritage Books publishes this. I'll bring these out so you can see a little better. I really like how they're published. They don't go into great depth, but overall they're good. I've used some of this for one of my papers in Bible college. Here, get this lighter fluid out of the way. Analysis of Calvin's Institutes. Reformed Dogmatics by Kirsten. I love Kirsten. Kirsten is fascinating. I like his personality because he was basically insane compared to today. He said he wanted a Calvinist Netherlands free of vaccine, cinema, and sports. So, yeah, that's pretty out there, but hey, I like people that are out there. I acquired these a few months ago, the Synopsis of a Pure Theology. I've not read all of this, but it's been fascinating. They're basically taking Roman Catholic theology of the day and criticizing it and showing how they go against the fathers. I might be mistaking, but there's one place where they're quoting St. Thomas Aquinas against Roman dogma at that day. So that was fascinating to see. I got these the other day, a while back. Thankful that these are back in print again. Post-Reformation Reformed Dogmatics by Mueller. I've not gotten a chance to get in them, but I've heard they're excellent. Turretin's Institutes, phenomenal. Watson's Body of Divinity, Lord's Prayer, and Ten Commandments. His sermons on the Westminster Shorter Catechism. I've read all of this twice. I've not read these all the way through. Herman Vitzius, Economy of the Covenants, Lord's Prayer, and Apostles' Creed. I liked this. I've read this all the way through. This is probably the last thing I read before I became a Paedo-Baptist. I've not read the Lord's Prayer or Apostles' Creed. Have Augustine's Confessions and City of God, 2 pipes, and that's a flask set. This is going to be the Dogmatics and Church Fathers as it grows. And then here we're getting into complete works. William Bates, Calvin's Tracts and Letters, The Fundamentals, Charnock, Edwards, Andrew Gray, Joseph Kinghorn, you can see it, Luther's Complete Sermons, some things about what Luther says. This is neat. I've looked into this a little bit. It has some good stuff. Volume 1 of Manton, some stuff by Ryle, sermons, Spurgeon sermons. Sorry for the shadow. Swinnock, this is Augustus Toplades' Complete Works. It's probably out of print now, along with John Witherspoon's Complete Works. I've read some of Toplady. He's just ranting mostly about how the Church of England is abandoning Calvinism, which is interesting to read. Alexander White, Gerhardus Voss, and George Whitfield's sermons. And then this is our stationery section where we have extra paper and a whole bunch. All right, coming up here, I have some milk crates. I know they kind of look crappy, but hey, they work. So that's, I'm not a pragmatist, but I have to be when the time comes. These are just kind of Reformed theology or just general theological works. Kind of see, I've got John Owen's Biblical Theology. I've read about half of that, and he basically just surveys all of humanity and how every culture is terrible. Yeah, that was a fun one to read. Hodge's Outlines of Theology. I've read all of that. I want to read The Marrow. Not gotten a chance to yet. Here's this. This is, I'll do a little plug here. Thinking God's Thoughts, an Introduction to a Pilgrim Worldview by J. Brandon Burks. He is an associate pastor at our church. He wrote that book. It's pretty good. It's kind of a apologetic type view and defense of Calvinism at the same time. This is a neat little book I picked up at a bookshop, A Modest Inquiry into the Nature of Witchcraft and how persons guilty of that crime may be convicted. Yeah, that was, I've not really read it, but it's kind of a cool book to have. And then this is going to be reference books. I got a concordance, Bible dictionary, and a few other things. Here's all my teas. I'm all out of Lapsang Souchong, sadly. Getting into this, theology proper, pneumatology, Christology. I got Vermigli's nature, or dialogue of the two natures. Stuff on the atonement. Stuff on man. This is neat here. I've not gotten a chance to read this yet. Guérideau, Southern Presbyterian, The Will and its Theological Relations. He's critiquing Jonathan Edwards on the will. I got that at Reformation Heritage Books. Not got a chance to look into it yet, but I hear it's pretty good. Here's some stuff on justification, and then we start covenant theology, predestination, and Calvinism. Moving down to the next stuff, have a icon of the Blessed Virgin Mary and our Lord. It's very ironic that I have images of Christ next to iconoclast, but hey, that's the fun of it. Gill on Calvinism. I need to move that. That's in the wrong spot. Sacramentology, ecclesiology, Reformed ecclesiology. This is stuff on Presbyterianism. Moving on here, some stuff on eschatology, stuff on Scripture, confessions of faith. I got the forms and prayers. Currently, we're members at a congregation in the United Reformed Churches of North America. Moving up here or down here, we have more stuff on confessions, stuff on the Belgic Confession of Faith, Heidelberg Catechism, Psalters and a hymnal, Baptist theology, Lutheran theology, Orthodox theology, Catholic theology, and then here's my Anglican section. I read Laws of Ecclesiastical Polity a while back. That was a really good read. That was phenomenal. And then also I have As It Is in Heaven, real quick. This is a biblical defense of the traditional church and her worship. He does a really good defense of having bishops. It's very convincing. It's very good. Moving on, here's stuff on apologetics. I've been getting a lot of Anglican stuff looking into this, so this is kind of an open section as this expands. I'm learning to leave things open for expansion. Here's some stuff on... Here's an old truck I had as a kid. That's what this is. This is stuff on Christian counseling, marriage, parenting, and Christian apologetics, like interdenominational dialogue, so to speak. Here's a section on church history. Here's reference books and more reference books. Coming up here, this is my commentary section. I have Alexander McLaren, Vincent Word Studies, Matthew Henry, Matthew Poole, a few other ones here and there. Alfred Edersheim in the Old Testament. I need to probably put that in my other book. Empty Bottle of Gin, very good gin. Calvin's commentaries have commentaries starting in canonical order. Kind of zoom in so you can see a little better. More commentaries, and this is the Biblical Illustrator set by Joseph Excel. There's another truck from childhood. Got like stuff, my granny passed away and I've got stuff from her house. There's a motorcycle I played with as a kid. There's a log truck I played with as a kid and a sailboat I got on vacation. This is a neat section right here. I put this bin kind of hidden, but I put it out in the open. This is just old books. This is Jamieson Fawcett Brown commentary, History of the Bible, some old Clark's commentaries, Pulpit commentary, Biblical Illustrator. Actually, here's History of the Bible. I don't know what this is, to be honest. An old book by J.C. Ryle, Wheat and Chaff, and then some Southern Baptist Sunday School notes. And this is Bibles. This is more Bibles, and this is more Bibles that I would use. This is just kind of Bibles. Like, I'm not a dispensationalist. I have no use for a Schofield. But yeah. Here's some stuff on hermeneutics, preaching, missions, and theological journals. This is Puritan paperbacks, which kind of start practical theology. And then down here, we have more practical theology. And here's like devotionals. My wife and I, we're going to start using more devotionals. Here's biblical biographies. So I have Laughing Times of Jesus Christ the Messiah by Alfred Edersheim, The Temple. Stuff on Elijah and Elisha. That's by Krummacher, the German Reformed theologian. Pamphlets, so many pamphlets. Nursing stuff, my wife's in nursing school, stuff on sports. This is just games and different things of that nature. Then moving over here. All right, this is logic and philosophy. And then stuff on political theory. And this is some political stuff too. Then here's fiction. Okay, yeah, so fiction starts here. My fiction section is growing. I finished reading As I Lay Dying the other day by William Faulkner. Here's more fiction stuff. And then Barnes & Noble classics and some other classics that we got at, where did you get those? Costco. Love Costco. Coming up here, we have stuff on geography and gardening and history. This is all more stuff on history. This is more popular history. This is really fascinating. God, Trump, and the 2020 election. Why he must win and what's at stake for Christians if he loses. Obviously, he lost, whether we like it or not. I mean, it's... Here we go. I'd probably open a can of worms. He's not currently our president. Whether he won or lost, whether he won the election or lost the election, he's not currently in the White House. Unless you think Biden is an alien or something. Okay, I don't personally think Trump is the president currently. If you disagree with me, I'm sorry. But anyways, without getting into a lengthy discussion, this guy's a heretic that wrote this book, and I got this to show my kids what happens when you have poor theology and how it affects national elections. He literally says the Trump that'll sound in Revelation is Donald Trump. It's complete heretical. Probably should burn him at the stake, but here we go. So yeah, here's biographies. Moving forward, moving on. Got these the other day. Last Line by Winston Churchill. Here's some ink for my fountain pen that I got my wife, but I tend to use more than she does. More biographies. More biographies. This is about Reagan. This is a Reagan calendar right there. And then coming down here, here's some stuff on dogs, gardening, animal husbandry, and the rest of my fiction section, my fake rattlesnake boots, horsemanship, more stuff on gardening, some stuff from childhood, Boy Scout handbook, stuff on hobbies, and fly tying and fishing, Modern Farmer magazine, more books from childhood, and then cookbooks, shoes. Here's just some extra like picture books from childhood. Here's a commentary on the PCA Book of Church Order. There's a picture, Bonnie Blue flag, Huguenot flag, puzzle my granddaddy put together. Map of Escambia County, Alabama, where I was born. Marine Corps poster, who's not in the Marines, just like the poster. My cowboy hats. And there you go. That about sums it up. There's a globe. We went over all that already. There's my computer where everything's playing. So, but yeah, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. All right, hopefully you can see me. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. I'm happy to answer any questions about what book is what. It was kind of a little fast. I've done a library tour with commentary in the past, and I just kind of want to do another one since I've got more books. It's about 1,200 volumes now that I have. So, but yeah, but thank you for watching. Have a good night. Thanks.